we're back. Howdy y'all, this is Ethan Bonreal playing more Oracle of Seasons, and last time we were here, we learned how to swim in the Sunken City and used that ability to head up Mount Coco, which is where we're at right now. And in addition to that, we found another portal to Subrosia, which let us eventually learn how to change it to spring. We also found this blue bear that I really fucking hate. I hate Moosh. This time around, we're going to complete this jumping puzzle that we left off at, and also grab that key that's up there so we can head to the next dungeon. And I am here hoping that I can get this on my first attempt, because that would really be wonderful. Holy shit, I fucking made it. Oh my god. So we're not even going to go back across that. We're actually going to warp out, because I don't want to do that shit again. And I'm actually 99% sure after you do that, we actually never need to interact with Moosh again. So that is wonderful, because I hate Moosh with all of my little gay being. So, how y'all doing? Oh, I'm doing just fine. Just swimming around with Link here. I had a pretty, not relaxing day, but it was very reasonably paced. I just woke up at 10 a.m. and then decided, you know what, I don't have to do anything, so I'm going back to bed, and then I woke up again at 1 p.m. And then I did my laundry and cleaned up my room a bit, and folded some clothes, and that was wonderful. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Oh fuck, I put the sword on the wrong button. So you actually can only use the sword if it's on the B button while you're underwater, because the A button is the default button for swimming. And we're gonna kill these cheap jeeps here. Out of here, cheap. There you go. There we go. Other than that, it was pretty slow. I played a lot of Overwatch and I had a lot of fun. I feel like every time I play Overwatch, I actually improve a lot. And I mean that seriously. Like, every day I play, I just start getting a lot better. Because I remember when I first started playing, I couldn't even really shoot people regularly, and I would regularly do under, like, holy shit. Whoops, sorry about that. I didn't mean to accidentally skip the video forward. So I'm playing on an emulator, and if I push the space bar, it actually makes the game go, like, ultra mega fast. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave that in the video, because I'm trying to be real here, so y'all can see part of the video making process. But, like I was saying, I don't even know where the key is, actually. I think it's up here. Yeah, it's up here. I think we're gonna need to ride another flying rooster. Yeah, that's where the keyhole is for the key that we picked up. I think we need to make it winter. I think so. Pretty sure we do. Let's try that. Either way, I want to see what's in that cave, but yeah, we need to make it winter. But I don't know if that's the way to get to the key. I think it actually isn't. I think that's just a cave with rubies in it, and that we need to go to the snowy side of the mountain from before, where we did the jumping puzzle to get further. This is a fairy cave. That is actually probably the most useless fairy cave I've ever seen, because it is very hard to get to. And I would not change seasons just to refill hearts, but that might just be because I'm impatient. But like I said, I feel like I improve every time I play Overwatch. Like, I used to start off, like, when I first started playing, I would, like, average at, like, 500 damage per match, which is really bad. That's, like, literally, like, one person's worth of health, usually. One or two people's worth of health. Now I pretty regularly get top damage and top kills, which is pretty dandy. So that's fun. I like watching myself improve in things. Which is good, because I was a little bit bummed out that I was not performing that well, and felt like I was kind of holding people back. But at the same time, I partially didn't care, because I'm black and I'll do whatever I want, even if that includes being inefficient. Anyway. Here we go, let's blow this up. One of the things I like about me playing this game is I feel like I'm doing a more complete run than I did in Oracle of Ages. So there were some times when I would go back and rewatch my videos where I would, like, just skip shit. And I know when I watch other people do LPs, I want to see them interact with stuff. Like, I want to see them talk to useless NPCs that are in the middle of nowhere. I want to see them, like, fucking wander around sometimes. I want to see them go into, like, the random caves and stuff, even though there's usually just rupees inside of them. And in this playthrough, I'm actually getting to do that, because I've played this game a lot, so I'm familiar with where things are. There we go. These things are really tough. I forgot what they're called. I think they're Lionels or something. But they take a lot of hits to kill. Oh, did I walk past the key? No, the keyhole is not even on this side of the mountain, I think. I don't even remember. Whatever, we have some stuff to explore anyway. Hello, it's the Red Goron. It's so nice of you to come all the way here just to see me. Since you did, I shall make it so you can carry more rings. Yes, please. Then let me see your box. Oh my, that's so inappropriate. Do this here, that there. Okay, I'm done. You got a bigger ring box. It can hold more rings. Well, thank you, Red Goron. If you weren't playing a linked version of this, after you beat the game, he would have a secret for you, which I think would let you get an even bigger ring box. I don't remember if that's it, or if he just gave you a code to get, like, a new item or something. But that's something we're going to see in a bit. So, you actually... are going to be able to get some items that we were unable to get in Oracle of Ages in this game. There we go. I hope this isn't one of the people who takes my money, or I'm going to be furious. Okay, good. I was right. Holy shit, he gave us a lot of money. Oh my god, please. Thank you. We're going to be able to get some items we didn't have access to in Oracle of the Ages because we're doing the linked playthrough that I mentioned before. Alright. So, now that we've done this, let's talk to you, Goron. Big Goron is just so big, he can't fit in our base, but it's so cold outside. The poor Goron. What item do I have? I have the, iron pot. A very well-seasoned pot. I'm pretty sure, I forgot who we give the iron pot to. I know that we can, get like a soup for the Goron. I don't know if he fills the pot with like lava or some shit. I think Gorons drink lava. Oh, you know what? I actually kind of remember what I'm supposed to do, I think. But I think I can't do it yet. I know I'm supposed to give a cat some fish, and then that gets me a megaphone, and then somehow that ends up turning into getting the Goron base. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure he gives us the Goron base. Yeah. So, we'll come back to him later, because I gotta do some research on the order of the trading quests, because I just don't remember the exact person who gives us the thing we need to give to Big Goron, so I feel like I actually accidentally skipped it. Part of the reason to do the trading quest in this game is it lets you upgrade the sword, but it actually lets you upgrade the sword twice eventually, and I'll talk about that more later when we get close to it. So, in Oracle of Ages, we could get just the Noble Sword, which is the level 2 sword, but we can actually get the Master Sword in the linked playthrough to this game. Alright, we are not in the right place. I still got my shovel. Can you tell this is one of the episodes I actually didn't do? Oh, you know what? I'm such a scrub. I was supposed to make it spring and go up the mountain with that flower. So that's one of the other changes that happens in spring, is that those flowers turn into things that will launch you upwards in the spring. Normally they're just rocks. So let's go ahead and make it spring. I also kind of forgot it wasn't spring when I left too, because summer has a kind of similar palette to spring, except it's like a darker color set. Alright. You'll probably want to know what those Deku scrubs are for, but basically they just tell us where the key is, but we already have that, and they also tell us where... Get out of here, Light Lake. Okay, good. I was a little bit afraid it was going to eat me. They also tell us where the entrance to the dungeon is, which is right over here, actually. We're right next to it. But before we can even get into that entrance again, we have to put the key into the keyhole, which is, I believe... Hello? ZZZ, the snow, it blocks the ZZZ. He doesn't seem to hear you. So he's the person we give the megaphone to, incidentally, that I talked about earlier. We use it to wake him up, because he is asleep. feel like we haven't made any real progress in this episode, but I guess I've shown you several, like, caves and things, so it's pretty useful, right? Actually, I remember this part now. I remember exactly what I need to do. I need to get the snow to pile up so that I can go through that cave. There we go. As far as things I've been thinking about, I'm actually a little bit excited. I got a message from someone in Grindr who seems like I have a lot of things, and well, I didn't get a message. I messaged him and he responded, but it seems like we have a lot of things in common, and he's really fucking cute too. And despite my better judgment, my mind started racing with ideas of us having a very wonderful domestic life together, because that's kind of a little bit what I want. Actually, I don't know what I necessarily want from a relationship if I ever get into one. I think I would just like to have someone who shares a similar worldview to me, to some capacity. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, because I talked to someone I knew about that once, because he said that he thought people should always like themselves to a degree that they would want to date themselves if they were someone else. But I like myself, but I wouldn't want to necessarily date myself. I would want something or someone who gives me something like different, because like I already am myself. I don't want like a carbon copy. I would like to be with someone who brought something new to my life, you know, because I'm kind of stuck in my ways of being. Oh, alright, so we found the flying rooster. Well, not necessarily stuck, but I have a way of thinking of things, much like many people do, and I would like someone maybe to challenge me or expand my horizons. Alright, we found the keyhole, so we're making it into the dungeon, and I think we'll explore a little bit of the dungeon and maybe get the map in this part. And then, oh, we need to make it to summer so that we can climb in there. Right in. This is actually a pretty neat dungeon. The Dancing Dragon Dungeon. So this is about where I would get when I got older and my brain matured more. And I could actually play through this game more reasonably. And this is like the dungeon that I considered like the real dungeon, because I just blew through everything after I came back and played this game when I got older. We got some bombs, that's a hint. Pretty sure one of these walls is bombable, but it's unmarked until you get the map, so I'm not even going to dig around with that. I'll just do it in the proper order. I also really like the music for this dungeon. It's really good. It kind of reminds me of the sound font they use in in the Pokemon trading card game, which I actually maybe might do an LP of one day, because I actually played the shit out of that game when I was a child, and I loved the OST for it. I don't know if this is just me, but I really can't play Pokemon Red and Blue anymore. Sometimes I can, like, dick around with Yellow a bit, but it just, like, I feel like... I don't know. Just can't... Oh yeah, I know what I need to do. We gotta push these pots. I actually already did this wrong. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. No, I didn't. I'm fine. Alright. Yeah, we just need to push all these pots on all the buttons. But I just can't really replay Pokemon Red and Blue. I just, like, it moves so slow. Like, I could replay it if I could run, and it had the exact same graphics from when I was a child. But, like, now I just, like, grit my teeth not being able to move quickly. Like, it just really irritates me. But I also think that just anything that reminds me of my childhood too much just tends to be, like, really emotionally intense for me. And that can be a good and a bad thing. There we go, we got our first key. Because it just reminds me of a lot of things at once. A lot of times it just reminds me of how fucking gay and awkward I was for most of my childhood. Alright, we're going this way now. And that tends to make me a little bit sad, because not only I think a lot of people get a little bit cringy about their childhood, but not only that, but it just kind of reminds me of... You get out of here. How not happy I was as a child sometimes. But such is the way of the world. What else have I been thinking about? You know, I actually know that as I was going through the entrance of the dungeon, I was talking about something completely fucking different, and I actually just totally forgot, so I just abruptly changed the topic so that I could kind of compensate for that. Fuck off. There we go. Is there a key dropping in here? No, okay. Well, we're gonna take these stairs then. Get out of the way. There we go. I remember this room pretty vividly. I think it's because this is one of the first rooms that you see Wizrobes in the game. And I always found Wizrobes to be exceptionally annoying, especially the ones that move. I guess I could talk more about, like, the stuff with relationships I was talking about. Like, I think that something I've been thinking about is that in the past I would kind of over prioritize people, and what I mean by that is I would really desperately look for love or attention for people, kind of as an aspect of how bad I felt about myself as a person, and how I kind of learned how to be ashamed of myself from a very early age, and so I just constantly sought validation and stuff. But now, as an adult, it's kind of different, kind of the same. It's hard to... I'm pretty sure this is actually the path to the... Oh, in a circle. Awkward. Dude. I actually really love this music. Holy shit, it's so fucking good, guys. Let's go down. Oh, it's because I was supposed to go down into the right. Actually circled around into the same room that I started in. There we go. Give this to me. We got the map. Okay. So I'm pretty sure this is going to show us a bombable wall that we could have gotten past before. Or maybe it won't. What the shit? Well, we're going to do it anyway. We're going to go back and explore a bit. So you can probably tell I haven't practiced this dungeon that much. Like I said before, I didn't really get a chance to... Oh my god, I didn't even notice that shit down there. I didn't really get a chance to practice this much, just because I want to go to bed at a decent time tonight. And I usually practice right before my episodes, because I'll forget if I don't do it immediately before. But anyway, with the relationship stuff, I actually see this a lot in other Gaymen, and then people in general who have had problems with self-esteem, or dealing with shame as part of a regular part of their life, but they're really eager to please people, and they do it almost desperately. And that's just an inherently... you ain't gonna be happy if you do that, basically. It just doesn't end well. Double fuck. It's hard to talk and do this at the same time. I'm sad I don't have enough brain juice power to operate my mouth and my fingers at the same time. There we go. But I'm just thinking about that, because I think that in the past, my general idea was that I should just suffer for my relationships, basically. I need to put in all my effort and all my work towards relationships. So not just relationships, but friendships too. There we go. I know what we need to do here. So we need to do two things. This, and then this, and this. Oh, I missed shit. Awkward. Okay. There we go. Alright, and then we need Pegasus seeds. Fuck. No, I failed you. Okay. Whatever. Actually, I'm pretty sure we don't even need to light that as part of this puzzle. I'm not sure, I forgot why you have to light it. It's for some reason. maybe it's not. Oh my god, it's so you don't accidentally walk into that pit, isn't it? Oh well. But I have this, like, it's just really easy when, like, you feel bad about yourself to, like, feel that it's your job to, like, give all of yourself to someone, like, especially if they have problems going on too. And I think it's very easy to underestimate, like, how that, like, really will make you a very bitter person later on in your life when you eventually can't take it. Or alternatively, if it doesn't make you really bitter because you survive it, like, you just become so dependent on others that you can't really be happy by yourself. And both are not very happy outcomes. Holy shit. I might actually die. Kinda. Oh my god, I just jumped right the fuck in there. I'm such a scrub. Okay, there we go. This is like the Mega Man block puzzles. Alright, there we go. Woo! Good lord, holy shit, I made it. Okay, I was a little bit worried I'd die on screen, in which case I would cut them. Well, I guess we're ending the video soon, but I'll finish what I was talking about, because I hate when I do that sometimes. I start talking about some shit, and then I just don't finish what I was talking about. I think that, for now at least, where I'm at, like, I need to be in a situation where, like, my friendships and, like, romantic relationships are, like, built on mutual respect and not, like, me being desperate, basically, like, and just, like, avoiding giving myself to people endlessly, because, like, even though I know better than that now, like, I'll still do it sometimes. Like, I will be like, I guess it's okay if I suffer, like, if I'm with someone, because, like, isn't that what you're supposed to do when you're with people? But, like, the answer to that is no, you're not supposed to fucking do that. You're not supposed to, like, want to hurt yourself or be so sad that you can barely function to, like, make sure that the other person is functioning when they're not, like, mutually doing that for you. And that was a very hard lesson to learn. Now I just have the general attitude that, like, I can prioritize. What the fuck? How do I move this? How do I move you? What do I do? Oh, I have to kill the last bat, don't I? I think I do. Can I move you now? I can't. I can prioritize myself, or I can prioritize both of us, but I'm never gonna, like, not prioritize. I'm never just gonna prioritize only you. Like, it has to be me or both of us, or it's nothing. Like, I just can't do that. It's not a way of being happy. And that really is my attitude towards that. Like, it has to be mutual. And I have to always take care of myself to some capacity. Or not even to some capacity, like, as a priority. And I feel like that's actually really hard. Something I've had trouble lately with is actually departing that idea on the people. Or more specifically, like, younger men in my life, TBH, where I see a lot of them not really wanting, like, just assuming that they should be suffering, basically, for their relationships, and then, like, being very unhappy and doing things because they're unhappy, and then not really understanding why this is happening, but it's because they're with people who, like, it's not mutual, like, they're doing all their work in their relationships. And it's sad because for some gay men, like, they've basically been trained to do that. Like, they've been trained to, like, hide who they are or, like, suffer, basically, for the sake of their families. And so they just carry that attitude to their relationships, and that's definitely, to an extent, what happened with me, where I was expected to just, like, shut up and not, like, be an embarrassment. And so I always, like, centered my ideas off of, like, what would benefit other people in my family and keep everyone else happy but myself, so. But here we are, now I'm loud and gay, and a little bit of an asshole, and that's wonderful, right? But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and open this key door and cut the video here. We're almost at 30 fucking minutes. This was a pretty juicy episode. I don't even know if this commentary is coherent, but I enjoyed talking to y'all, so... In the meantime, I'll catch y'all later. I am going to go take a nice warm bath and then get ready for bed, so I'll see you nerds later.